The highlight reel. The Lord and Savior himself, Steven Seagal, is out partying while the Hong Kong police watch him closely. But since he is Steven Seagal, he doesn't care about being watched. The hot cop's name is Selena, and she can arrest me anytime, as I'm the creepy guy, and I'm always a bad boy who needs to be punished. Steven Seagal is still having a good time when the cops are knocked out by mysterious gas. In walks the bad man himself, Billy Chow, which is a bad sign for Steven Seagal, since Billy Chow is the real deal. He kidnaps Steven Seagal. Wait, why would anyone want to kidnap that Joker? You must be pretty sick in the head to kidnap Steven Seagal. Either way, he shoots poor sexy Selena and leaves a VHS tape over her dead body. You were such a fine woman, you hot, dead woman. Joe comes running in and he is Selena's boyfriend. His partner is none other than Jean-Claude Van Damme from the awesome movie Hard Target. That is a fantastic movie. They give him Selena's belongings since she is dead. Time for the showdown we've all been waiting for. It's Jean-Claude Van Damme from Cyborg versus Bolo Yeung with his giant chest. He is a real human, you know. He wants to fight Jean-Claude Van Damme, but Bolo Yeung is humiliated since bricks hit back. But here comes another cyborg. It's Steve Carell and he looks pissed off. The combatants start dancing and you can feel there's a moment of romance between them. But then Steve Carell short-circuits and the love between them is gone. Steve Carell is the man standing up and he's had enough of people harassing him because of his Pinocchio nose. He starts beating up the audience and suddenly another cyborg shows up and she's made in China, as you can see. She takes care of Steve Carell pretty easily and she's also showing off. Raise the sexy red CCP flag. The two women who have made the cyborg, well, one of them are so proud and they want everyone in the audience to respect them and buy their product. The White Cheek invites them to participate in his Robot Legion developmental plans. What a stupid name. The police come rushing in and tell the White Cheek that his son Steven Seagal has been kidnapped. The VHS tape that Billy Chow left behind is shown and the White Cheek recognizes the man in the video. His name is Ryuichi Yamamoto and he is a Japanese scientist specializing in robotics. It turns out that he is a crazy man who doesn't take no for an answer and he's out for revenge since the White Cheek turned down his offer several times. So the crazy man transfers his mind to a sexy robot played by Billy Chow, a real man after the mad scientist takes his own life. The crazy cyborg is controlled by a dead man who is alive. Well, sort of. The White Cheek begs for help. The Hong Kong police and the scientist who has created the cyborg Eve will try to save Steven Seagal from the evil mad scientist. But the police chief isn't that fond of Eve. He tells the scientists that she can scare people since she's made in China. And here comes the big twist. Amy Yip is a cyborg. That should not come as a surprise. I knew it all these years. She can't act. She is a horrible so-called actress, and after all these years, it turns out that Amy Yip is a cyborg. Here comes Selena into the picture. They use her mind and transfer it to Eve so that they can stand a chance against the crazy scientist played by Billy Chow. Yeah, we know now that we are watching a fictional movie. They transfer Selena's mind to Eve and the android looks like Selena. Thank God. And that woman has some nice big melons too.
Yeah, baby, yeah.
She is mighty
fine.
Do you hear that, Amy Yip? You stink. Selena wakes up, but she doesn't know that she is
dead
until they tell her. She flips out but calms down shortly after. They explain their plan to her and she agrees to be a part of it. They trick Selena's foolish boyfriend and he believes she survived. What a
stupid idiot.
Handsome Chow finds himself in a bar when a hot woman starts flirting with him. Oh yeah, looking mighty fine. Ooh.
She is a fine one. Oh yeah.
Her boyfriend confronts Handsome Chow and attempts to blackmail the handsome man. He takes Handsome Chow to the bathroom, where Handsome Chow swiftly responds by planting his fist into the man's stomach. The man is
dead.
Afterward, Handsome Chow takes the woman and gives her a memorable night. Little does she know he is a cyborg capable of continuing until his battery depletes. The woman meets her end after her encounter with a mad scientist played by a real man, bleeding out, so to speak. She turns on the red light, but when she deals with a real man, the green light keeps running until the battery is empty. Handsome Chow discards her out of the window like the trash that she was. I'm sorry, I meant as hot as she was. The police chief appoints Selena to lead the mission to rescue Steven Seagal, and she receives assistance from 2 other female scientists. Amy Yip showcases her martial arts skills when Jean-Claude Van Damme attempts to attack her mighty melons, but he should lay off the cocaine. It's embarrassing to get beaten up by Amy Yip. Joe is fortunate to have dinner with Selena, and they spend some quality time that would make Amy Yip envious. I still have stars in my eyes from what I witnessed. My eyes are still smiling. What a body. My God, Selena. You may want to arrest me today, as I've been
a naughty boy.
The police devise a plan to draw out the mad scientist, with Amy Yip serving as bait. However, the plan doesn't unfold as expected, and Jean-Claude Van Damme can't handle what he witnesses when Amy Yip enjoys herself with a customer.
Look at him.
This is what happens when you snort too much cocaine. He attempts to join in, but he can't dance like the real deal and gets caught. He gets the red card. Joe, what a name, and Jean-Claude Van Damme, what a man, show a snitch a photo of Handsome Chow and instruct him to call if he spots him. Selena and her group are determined not to give up on luring out Handsome Chow. They begin to dance and Selena looks incredibly attractive. While Selena is in the bathroom, Handsome Chow enters the room and Selena chases after him. They all attack Handsome Chow, but he proves to be too powerful and manly for them to handle. He manages to escape and is safe for now. However, the snitch spots him talking to 3 white sailors on the street and follows them. He is eventually caught by Handsome Chow, leading to the end of the snitch and leaving the 3 sailors in shock. They cannot get any paler. The coroner removes the snitch's eyes so that the scientists can use special technology to view the last thing he saw before his death. The 3 sailors turn out to be the White Cheek's bodyguards, cooperating with the mad scientist portrayed by Handsome Chow. The 3 choir boys encounter Handsome Chow once more, but this time Selena and her group are tailing them. Handsome Chow can't tolerate such feminine men and ends the choir boys. This is not a place for choir boys, it's a man's world. Selena and Amy Yip confront Handsome Chow only to discover that they have been replaced by stuntmen wearing wigs and lacking melons. The scientist blows up Handsome Chow, but he still has one arm remaining, and they barely escape the wrath of the one-armed law.
I'm the law.
Selena reveals the truth to her boyfriend, the fact that Amy Yip and Handsome Chow are cyborgs, though that's not the entire truth, is it, you hot woman? Amy Yip tests her new hip, and she is satisfied. Later, Selena shocks her boyfriend Joe by confessing that she too is a cyborg. Poor Joe. Handsome Chow repairs his arm. Doesn't this scene feel familiar? Afterward, he attempts to fix Steven Seagal, but that won't work since there's nothing inside his head. It's empty. Joe visits the actual grave of Selena, and the imposter Selena attempts to convince the charmless idiot that she can replace his Selena. She displays something that would make any man drool, except for poor Joe, who returns the melons to the store. His name is indeed Idiot Joe. No melons for you today,
you stupid idiot.
The scientists are out cruising with Jean-Claude Van Damme, and Handsome Chow rams into them with full force. He will also ram one of them even harder later in the movie. Handsome Chow chases them and they run toward the police station. However, Handsome Chow is a madman, and Jean-Claude Van Damme sacrifices himself for the two scientists.
No!
You handsome man, he is gone, and so is Handsome Chow. The White Cheek visits the hospital and is distressed after receiving a tape from the mad scientist showing Handsome Chow drilling a hole in Steven Seagal. So the White Cheek wants to do as the mad scientist tells him to do, but the police chief persuades him that the police are close to finding his son, so the White Cheek grants them 3 days to locate Steven Seagal. The lazy scientist feigns an injury, and because the mad scientist wants to eliminate her, they set up a trap to lure Handsome Chow to the hospital. They use Amy Yip to make him mad when she tells a lot of lies about Handsome Chow, and Handsome Chow becomes furious when he witnesses how poor of an actress Amy Yip is. As we can see, security is tight when Handsome Chow enters the hospital. The patients are all cops, but they are willing to sacrifice a colleague when Handsome Chow draws out his Rambo knife and throws it at the cop. He is a dead cop, but nobody cares. Handsome Chow attempts to attack a wig and suddenly finds himself surrounded by cops and trapped in a cage. But he is a scientist after all, so he breaks down the wall and transforms into a catman. He is once again surrounded by the cops, but he pulls out his gun and flees in his attractive catman outfit. He is indeed Handsome Chow. Yet again he is surrounded for the 3rd time. Can he escape this time? But he has some extra tricks up his sleeve, and he pulls out some grenades and all hell breaks loose. However, the cops shoot him with thousands of bullets and he is dead, right? The scientists capture him and look at him. That is sick. They interrogate and torture Handsome Chow until he reveals Steven Seagal's whereabouts. Handsome Chow spills the beans and off they go. Handsome Chow is left alone with the scientist, and that is something she will regret when he retrieves his head and restrains her to show her what a real man is. Handsome Chow is so full of himself that he displays his manly sausage. I don't think the women will be satisfied with that sausage, Handsome Chow. It's barely visible. I will never look at Billy Chow the same way as I did before. Sorry, Billy, that was a huge disappointment. Why would you show us that? Selena, Joe, and Amy return to the lab. Handsome Chow tricks them, and when they enter the room, he attacks them, and it's time for the stuntmen to pretend they are hot women. They engage in a fight, jumping around, and it's quite the spectacle. Can it get any sexier than this? Oh my god, it can. Amy Yip ruins it all. Someone arrest that bothersome woman. What on earth is that? Jesus pretending to be a woman with a wig while crucified?
Look at this.
It's getting electrifying, and Handsome Chow has had enough. It's time to end this. He drills a hole in Selena and she's dead, I guess. Joe and Amy Yip track Handsome Chow to his hiding place, while the scientist can't express how disappointed she is after spending some quality time with Handsome Chow. Handsome Chow is about to kill Steven Seagal when he returns to his hiding place, but Amy Yip and Joe are there too. They use a giant magnet to catch Handsome Chow. They plan to crush him, but the magnet with Handsome Chow gets stuck, and Joe, the idiot, must man up and fix the problem. Handsome Chow almost gets loose again, but Steven Seagal must save the day as the hero he is, and that's the end of Handsome Chow and his evil deeds. The women won't miss him though. Just ask the scientist. The scientists are leaving Hong Kong to travel back to Japan, and Joe sees her off. But the scientists have a surprise for Joe. It's Selena, and they transferred her mind to another hot robot with a smoking hot body. You're a lucky man, Joe. Or wait a moment. I think this is just sad. You are a loser. The end.